All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have War 789 going into the back half of the season. GT40 going up against 1.ng, JA, and Pycb. I think my fights were 4 fights, 1ng, 5 fights JA, 4 fights Pycb. Probably would have had a 5th fight against Pycb, but I don't have a 6-star Warlock, so yeah, there was better qualified applicants for that fight. So 13 fights total for these 3 wars. They were fun 3 wars. I would say JA was definitely a really close war. It kind of changed the dynamic of our season. Still in the running, but you know, it definitely it's a little more challenging now. But let's go ahead and get into this. We start with Tigra on 6A, node 12, prowess node. Yeah, I don't think I start with any grays here. Just big boost, standard Doom stuff here. We're gonna get to level 3, and then Doom rotation into level 2, and she should be dead. Do a little rush down there. Just mine the unblockable. Mine the unblockable. Those unblockables are good because they do fuel MD a bit. And I'm running max MD almost always with Doom. Although I've actually because I've been taking Knull a lot on 4B. I've been speccing into Inequity, max Inequity, and Resonate for not just that fight but other fights, and subsequently, you know, just kind of rolling into the Knull fight with Doom and just keeping that build because there's no buffs against Knull. The only time there'd be buffs is if I mean on either of those nodes, 4B, is if he gets I think if he gets a corruption on you and you activate a special or something like that, then Knull gets an unblockable and an unstoppable buff briefly, which would fuel MD, but basically if you get to that point, you're probably in a world of pain anyway, if it's gotten that far. Sure, those buffs would absolutely help MD, but yeah, I mean, I don't ever plan on getting that far along. Not that it wouldn't be helpful, that would absolutely be helpful to get you out of that hole that you have just dug yourself into. But I think Inequity is better anyway, because you can just stack, especially Mr. Fantastic, you already have the, you know, the 3-fight debuffs on him, so, and I'll demonstrate later when I get smacked in the face by Knull. Anyway, back to the fights at hand here. Netflix versus Scorpion on the first node of 4B. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of holding block, bait the heavies, and try to keep tactical charges up so that he doesn't evade. But I think that was my only fight, so you know, you can be reckless willy-nilly because you got 2 lives, 2 life bars. Knull, second node, what is this, 37, node 37, 36? All time-stamped, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. It's all in the description. I have all my fights time-stamped, so you can easily find them. And myself, I can re-reference. Yep, so level 1 start here. Rolled over from the Scorpion fight, intended for this fight. Permanent unblockable, so we are going to try to push him to level 2 here. There we go, we get an intercept. Level 2, or if I get to level 3 first, great. We evade this whole thing. Oh, that level 2 can be scary. It'll clip you. And I think this is it. Once you get to that level, once you get to that level 3, it's pretty much game over. Yep. Roll right into that. Steal power and melt him down. That's all she wrote. Oh yeah, this is the war that I actually got to bring Absorber in, Absorbing Man. Haven't actually used him in war at all yet. A lot of alliances, a lot of players have been starting to use Absorbing Man a lot, and he has a lot of utility. I wasn't a huge fan initially. I mean, I do like the guy, I do like him, but I don't like that he has required light intercepts in his kit without any sort of like infuriate or taunt to like, you know, facilitate angry AI, you know, get them to be aggressive. But Terrax is already aggressive, so he's obviously really good for this fight because of that, and because he's armor break immune. Yeah, so this fight goes exactly as planned. With a bunch of duels here, magma form, some easy light intercepts, and you can see like he just died immediately. I get those early intercepts to drop protection, and then it's just kind of just let him just die. The key is those early light intercepts while he's aggressive, because Terrax starts in, assuming he's duped, he starts in that rock field mode, which is super aggressive AI. So yeah, just went down super quick. I did enjoy that fight. It was a lot of fun. I'd use Absorbing Man more. Like many niche kind of champs, he does shine in you know, some matchups, that being one of them. And obviously he's got all his immunities. I'm sure he's got a lot of application for, you know, 9A, 9B, that sort of thing. You see here, we win 11-1 against Kotoki. I don't know what the word is, but we did win 11-1 against them. They were in first. I think they got up here because of favorable matchups, basically. Here we're gonna roll this war. We're rolling Inequity, Max Inequity, and Max Petrify. So I'm just kind of I mean, we're starting off with that. I don't think any MD in this war. We're just rolling with the Inequity, Petrify, and Resonate. Thing on 1A, followed by Tigra on the Masso node, I believe. Masso or Buffet? I think it's Masochism. Yeah, this is standard. Bringing Hulk out, or She-Hulk. My lady. Yeah, was pretty stoked about this actually. Haven't had the chance of using her, but it worked out. She's a choosy lady. Yeah, she definitely just rocks him here. I did a pre-fight Petrify. I think it does reduce the healing a bit, but on this note, if anything were to, it says if it was to reduce or prevent healing, I think is how it's written. It just basically reverses. Is it reverses healing? Then it just blocks it. So once I get my Petrify here, you can see no more healing. It doesn't actually reverse because it would with her own Petrify, and definitely with hers and Mr. Fantastic's combined. But instead, it just stops the healing, which is fine. Standard She-Hulk stuff here. We're relying on much of the power stings for damage, and we're going to try to keep this Petrify pre-fight up. Not entirely necessary, but it helps, and I had one to give. So yeah, standard She-Hulk stuff. Dropped him in under a minute. That's pretty good for a rank 4 200 thing. Tigra here. Yeah, I mean, basically plan is clear the first Masso with a parry, and then either re-parry or heavy counter. She-Hulk can heavy counter Tigra. So I think I do parry initially. Yep, clear the Masso, and then I think she just rolled to a heavy, so I didn't have to re-parry. We're gonna rush down here, wake up intercept, and then get to a level 2. Drop this Petrify on her. And I mean, with She-Hulk versus Tigra, you just keep slow up. That's the key. You keep slow up. Everything else is pretty much a breeze because she can't go unblockable with slow. You get that Petrify from level 2, and you're going to reverse any MD. No pre-fights placed because they do fall off on this node because it's Masochism. And I do need I need a full 3 pre-fight set against Apoc here. You can see if you look at the number up at my avatar, I did remove dexterity for this fight. So we're rolling in here. All those class boosts were mainly for She-Hulk, but I mean they do apply to Reed. He doesn't really take much advantage of them, but they're helpful. At least the special boost is helpful to damage. Power back, maybe not as much. So yeah, I did opt for removing dexterity here just because I mean, you definitely don't. I wouldn't say you need to, but it's just an extra layer of safety. As long as you're proficient with evading without dex. And he does snag me right here with the heavy. He suckers me. I wasn't ready because he's a little spaced away when he does his heavy. And so I just wasn't prepared for him to go into a heavy from like the distance. You'll see it's coming up. Right there. I was like, oh, he just caught me off guard. Evade failed. I couldn't evade it. And yeah, you can evade his heavy without dexterity. But if you're not prepared for it, then that happens. No big deal. Siphon helps with the bleed. But ultimately, if you don't remove... So the thing is with Mr. Fantastic here is like once you get 2 stacks, definitely 3 stacks of pre-fights up, specifically the combat power rate and petrify, you know, the buff from dexterity, activating it, and power snack, it wouldn't matter anyway. You know, he's not going to gain anything. But I didn't want to risk it. So I just removed dex. That way there's no chance of power snack, power gain, or anything like that. Yeah, so pretty straightforward. And now I've got, I don't know, 5-6 pre-fights for the rest of the war, or the remaining few fights I have. iBom with She-Hulk here. I think I do have a combat power rate on this guy. Just less specials, more, I can do more hits, you know, before pushing him to a bar. But She-Hulk, yep, super, super good for this fight. As you can see, purifying. She purifies any poisons, purifies any debuff at all versus science with a really high chance. So he'll get a little unblockable when he does activates his specials, but I purify him. I get the unblockable back on my side. Yeah, and as you can see, she's really, really good for this fight. Any science here, really. Scorpion as well, and she has the slow for Scorpion, so she just ignores the evade. She's poison immune. So yeah, super straightforward fight. Just mind the distance on iBom's level 1, and I think I full yellow bar him here. Ooh, yeah, always satisfying. And then I think what is it, Knull next? Yeah, and again, no MD on this Knull. Normally I just have MD because I haven't messed with my masteries and I just keep max MD spec'd for defense. But yeah, I just left it off. I was like, I don't need it, you know? Like I'd rather roll with Inequity and Resonate. And I do have, what, a full pre-fight set here? 2, 3 pre-fights from Mr. Fantastic? Yeah, 3. So that right there is already doing some pretty significant reduction if I do get hit. Yeah, so, and I think I do take, is this the one where I take a level 2, clips me? Right here, boom, bam. So I took all the hits except one from that level 2, and look at that. It did, what, 9%, 8% damage? I mean, it's silly. Yeah, so, it was kind of a showcase of inequity, not deliberately, but it worked out that way. But yeah, like, all in all, I think I finished this fight with a total of 7% health loss against Knull, and against taking a freaking massive smack to the face from the level 2. And then some subsequent hits. Hold block, maintain composure, level 2. I held block after getting hit in the face because that kind of instigates him to throw a heavy. So maintain that composure, finish it out strong. Level 2 unblockable, and to burn the house down. I think that was it for this war. Do I have another fight? I don't remember. No, that was it. So we did lose this one on time against JA. Yeah, that was rough. I mean, we played well. We, you know, not our best, but 3 deaths is respectable. But yeah, it was a 3-3 tie. We ended up losing on time. You know, it happens. Well fought. Way to go, JA. They deserved it. They earned it. So yeah, I think we're neck and neck for as far as standings. There's no one better than what, 6-2 now, 7-2 now. So yeah, we're gonna see how this falls, where the cards fall, and how this season ends. But it's gonna come down to, assuming no one loses, none of the top alliances loses, it's going to come down to attack bonus, more or less. Anyway, so we're going to the 9th war here. You saw I went ahead and adjusted masteries. Pretty much what I was running for last war, but after defense, you know, figured I'd display what I'm running again. Again, you can see the icon at the top. Removing dexterity for this fight on 25 power stack. Yeah, I mean, again, same reason. You know, if you can get to 2-3 stacks of his pre-fights, you're fine. But getting there is the problem. I don't want to run any risk of, you know, activating a buff, giving him MD, simultaneously giving him more power for power stack. So, yep. So anyway, yep. Full pre-fight set. Mr. Fantastic subdue, so I do remove his flourish when I do throw a special, and then any subsequent hits have a chance to inflict neutralize. Another level 2. I mean, at this point, he's already just he's meat. He's chunk. He can't do anything. Boop. I don't know what I finished with. Maybe I think I got 6 pre-fights now, something like that. We're gonna do one on oh yeah. Gotta reactivate the dexterity. Cannot forget that. I do roll this level 1 start into the iBom fight here. And I think that left me with 5. I think I put 2 on Havok and then 2 on Mangog and then 1 on Boss. Yeah, this iBom, not as clean as last one. Still clean, did take a couple hits. Because her Purify chance, even though it's high, it's not guaranteed. It's 70% at max sig. It's 70% Purify chance on contact against Science. So, yeah, I just wasn't paying attention is all it was. So right here, I think it's this one or the next level 1 he does. Knock him down, dash in, boom. I didn't realize he was unblockable because I still had debuffs on me. I didn't purify him. So, yep, little mistake. Not a big deal. And this also bad. I don't know what I was thinking there. Bad spacing. You know, it happens. We'll just chalk that up to rust. Haven't used her all season, so no worries though. Complete confidence. Done this fight plenty of times. You can see, haven't quite purified everything, and he will stay unblockable. The opponent stays unblockable until you purify all debuffs. So yep, we're just gonna go yo-yo back and forth, legend level 1 till it's heart's content. Wow. So not the cleanest, but still plenty safe. Got it done, no worries. And max inequity obviously helps a lot against iBom because he self-stacks poison, which all count as debuffs. Yeah, this fight was interesting because I have taken Havok on 4B plenty of times with Vision. Always super straightforward, super simple. This was a max sig Havok, and I don't know how many of those I've encountered because I don't look that often, but this was max sig. I looked beforehand, and so like, I generally don't go push to level 2 with Vision because you don't really need to. It's a little more damage, yes, on his level 2, and it full drains everything instead of just a bar or whatever. But you're also running the risk of him stacking plasma build because it's you're going longer, between utilizing a power drain basically. So I pretty much just stick to level 1s here, but he does put a plasma build on me, and I think it's because, if anyone knows, feel free to put it in the comments, but I think it's because if you look at his SIG, it's like anytime right there, I gain a plasma. If you look at his SIG, it says anytime he would gain a plasma charge from any other source besides something or other, he gains an additional one. So I think that it all just helps him gain plasma charges faster, which every 10, you get a plasma build on you. So I'm guessing that's why I got a plasma build on me, just the one. So it was a little nervy there, and I did take a hit in the face when I tried to reparry or something. Still super safe. I didn't get that plasma build till later in the fight. But had I gotten one more, he would have been unblockable, and there's no way to undo that once he gets unblockable, because he has no way to purify. Vision doesn't. So, anywho, clean, dusted, finished that up, and then old Mangog. It's been a while, buddy. This is standard stuff for anyone that's been watching my videos for any length of time. You'll know I've taken this guy probably 35 to 40 plus times now. I think I've only died once against him, and it was super bad RNG. Would not throw anything. But yeah, deck's off, as you can see. Level 1 start. And standard She-Hulking, you know. We go medium, we'll do parry stun, medium into heavy. And we're going to throw these level 2s. With any luck, get some power back. Not much, haven't got any good crits. I get a good crit on my last level 2 that kills him, but that's the way it goes. So keep the pre-fights up. Focus on getting to level 2. I did just kind of dig in and take a chance here and start rotating some heavies, spam heavies in the corner. Haven't done it in a while. I saw the opportunity. I was like, why not? You know, let's see. If he has stand your ground and he resists me, great. I'll take the hits to the face, fine. But it worked out, got some good damage in, and then that nice 45k level 2 to finish it off. And yeah, that's War 789. We've got 3 wars left. We did win this one against Pycb pretty handily. Let's see what the final was here. It's 7-1. So yeah, strong showing. Almost had an Alliance donut, not quite. We had a stumble on Doom Boss. Classic Overseer, you know, bearded maestro with his surfboard. No, he is good. It's just, I think it was just, you know, bad play. I don't even think it was bad RNG. I think it, you know, our guy just, you know, he just didn't have a good day. It happens. Yeah, Overseer is equipped. Either way, it was a rank 5 Doom also. And his, man, on block, man, he hurts on boss node for sure. But yeah, I'm proud of us. I mean, we're doing really well. It's a competitive season. It's coming down to the wire, and yeah, it's basically going to come down to attack bonus. You know, provided no one in the top loses, that's what it's going to be. So looking forward to the last 3 wars. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.